Greetings friends and fans of YouTube, it is nice to see you all again and welcome to the final review of the guitars in my collection, which is my 1984 EX Epiphone Explorer Custom Shop. So I want to start this video by firstly wishing all of my friends, fans and family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for 2021. I think it goes without saying that 2020 has been one of, if not the most challenging years in recent modern history. And I think the music content and everything in general to do with the arts has really helped to get people through that. So if you're new to my channel and recently subscribed, welcome. If you're a long time subscriber, thank you. Just over the course of this year alone, my subscriber base has doubled. I've been doing YouTube 6 years, so to see that kind of growth in 1 year is an extremely humbling thing for me. And as a result of that, at the advice of a few people, including Matt the Riffmaster and many of my friends and family, I am now going to sort of update my format and really start to push out content that you guys sort of really deserve. So the first improvement, which you may notice straight off the bat, is the camera. What I've done is I've upgraded to a new Sony smartphone that has a built-in 4K camera. So all of my content will be filmed in 4K, obviously depending on your device that you're watching on or anything like that. It might show as 4K or really high HD. The next thing that I will be doing is I will be purchasing a PC, an audio interface, and really starting to get to grips with mixing and mastering, and also dialing in tones and recording and putting the two together. So after this review and a couple of other videos that I've got lined up just to tide over the festive period, I will be taking a small break from YouTube in order to get to grips with how to do everything with computers and recording the audio and the format, and then I will start to film again and mash the two together, and hopefully the boosted audio quality and the boosted video quality will be enough, and it really is what you guys deserve after supporting me for so long. So let's get into the final review then. So as I mentioned, this is an Epiphone 1984 EX Explorer Custom Shop. I've checked the serial and it does verify it is a custom shop model, so I don't know how limited run these were. As you can see, mine's all black hardware, black EMG pickups, black Grover tuners. So it's a mahogany body with a mahogany neck and headstock, glued in set neck, so it really resonates when chords are played. We have a rosewood fretboard, 22 fret with Les Paul scale length, so 24 3/4. We have a EMG 85 in the neck and 81 in the bridge. Now normally I'm used to these being wired the other way around, so there is a very stark difference in the way that this sounds to, say, my ESP Viper behind me. 3-way switch, 1 volume, 1 tone, obviously a jack input, and on the back, as you can see, there is a battery compartment for the 9V, which is a really handy feature, and it's one of the quick release ones as well. So I'm going to switch over to the clean channel on my Blackstar ID Core 20 amp. I've got it nearby so I'm not having to walk behind the camera or anything like that. And for this video I will be in E standard. So let's get into the tones, shall we? So the first tone is on clean in the neck, and this is the EMG 85. The gain dialed back, it is still quite a gritty pickup. The 85 I've always known as being a very mid-heavy compressed pickup, and it was weird to hear it in the neck setting, but in the neck for the leads it does lend itself quite well to those lead passages. It's just very clear, it's very warm, and it's nice and bright and punchy, especially in the higher end. And obviously if you roll the volume back a little, you can really clear it up. So the next position then is the two pickup split, and here we go again. Quite fuzzy, not really great for doing the chordy style stuff. You lose a lot of the note clarity. Not too bad to the lead style stuff though, so we'll just go again in the lead style. Not too bad. That's quite a barky sort of single pickup style, very single coil-esque. Reminds me a little bit of a Telecaster actually, in sort of like the honkiness of it. And again, just and again, when you roll the volume back, it does clear up really well. So the last position then is the bridge, which is the 85 of the set, sorry, the 81 of the set, and here we go again. It's very articulate. One thing you will notice with this guitar, it does drop a lot. It is quite neck heavy, and there is quite a bit of head dive there, which can't be helped. It's just the way that Explorer guitars sort of work, and obviously I wear guitars a little bit higher than most people, just for the ease of my back, and also the way that I've sort of learned to play. Anything lower feels, I can't get the attack the same, so I've got a very specific place where most guitars sit. And sometimes this can lead to guitars looking and appearing as though they neck dive, even though they might not. It might just be the way I have it. So we'll do that again for the lead stuff in the upper register. Again, really bright, very articulate, especially up in the higher register of the guitar. So just with a little bit of the volume roll back. Again, it does clear up really, really, really well. And I like the sort of brightness of this pickup because it has the sort of the mid push and everything like that. But I do prefer how the 85 sounds in the bridge when it's distorted. And you'll see why as I flip over now to the distorted channel on my amp. So for those that have an ID Core 20, this is the OD1 channel, and as you've heard, there is a little bit of delay and reverb in the mix just to stop it sounding too flat. So this is the 85 as the neck pickup with all the distortion, and here we go. Sustains well, and you can hear where the compression and the mids of the pickup really come through there, because it isn't as articulate as some of the pickups that I've reviewed. And as I say, I prefer the 85 as a bridge pickup, but for the lead style stuff, it does again lend itself really well. Bright and articulate in the mids and the treble, which is what I would expect. The sustain's great too. It's just as you would expect with the EMGs, you either love them or you hate them. They are very much Marmite pickups, and yeah, I've always been a fan of the active sound, but I admit I've got very specific configurations that I enjoy, and I don't enjoy that in the neck as much. I might rewire it round, but I admit I do like some of the aspects of the 81, and it's making me seriously consider possibly just switching the set altogether to another configuration and trying something different. But we'll see. So this is the mid split then of the two pickups, and here we go. I don't know what to really make of that. It's fuzzy as I expected it would be, but you do get some nice push in the mid and higher register. So we'll just see how it sounds for a lead style. Definitely not an unusable lead tone. Maybe not one that I would use, but certainly someone could find a use for that. Even the sweeps aren't. The sweeps don't lose too much articulation, which is nice. And again, the sustain's really bright and clangy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Telecaster, actually, when it's in that position, for the brightness and the honk. So the last position is the bridge then, which is the 81, and here we go. As with any guitar that's Explorer shaped, I just feel compelled to thrash on it. And I've always loved Explorer shapes, and it's amazing how things come full circle, because one of my very first sort of proper guitars, if you like, was an Epiphone Explorer. It had Ibanez pickups and part of the headstock sawn off, so it looked a bit more metal, but it played great, and this sort of really reminds me of it. So we'll just go then for the leads with the bridge pickup, and here we go. It's bright, it's articulate, it's squealy too. Great for all the modern metal stuff that you use, but also really good for just playing a sort of ploddy thrash. Which is great, but it doesn't have as much punch as the other way around. I feel the 85 is a more mid-heavy pickup. So that is it for the reviews of my guitar collection, guys. It has been fun to sort of use a little bit of a different format in terms of getting people to vote for what I put out. And it's been nice to be invigorated to put content out because of the way that my subscriber base is changing. And I really look forward to what I can try to give you in 2021. I have some new ideas lined up with a couple of friends of mine in terms of content to put out, and maybe filming 1 or 2 videos of that very soon. And I think it may start a new series on this channel whereby I look at reviewing my friends' gear. Obviously I'm friends with a lot of guitarists, especially in the local scene in Sheffield, and I want to really get my hands around some guitars. I have a couple of friends that are interested with it, so all being well, that will be a new series in corroboration with other material that I put out. Obviously my band Ashes of Ire, due to the pandemic situation, haven't been able to do a lot as what we intended this year, but we are still trying to write as best we can, and doing it from home is a little difficult, albeit, and I'm looking forward to when we can really get in a room and start to thrash out what's left of our EP and some new material as well that we will eventually look to record and bring live to you all once the world permits. I want to say again, thank you very much for everything that's happened during this year. It's been a very interesting one, and to see my sub base double in 1 year with the content in the format that I've been using for so long, it really does make me bring to question what I will be able to do for you once I upgrade the quality of everything. I hope the video actually looks as sleek as I hope it does, because the 4K quality is fantastic when it does work. From my family to yours, have a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all soon.